Let me ask you a simple question. What do you want from life? Some will say to become successful or to achieve dreams. Some will be more direct about it. They'll say that their goal is to earn more money and status. In fact, there was a recent survey of millennials asking them what their most important life goals were. And over 80% said that a major life goal for them was to get rich. Another 50% of those same young adults said that another major life goal was to become famous. If you ask them why, all their answers will lead you to one dead end. Those things will get them happiness. So if the main goal of human life is to be happy, and we often view happiness as a destiny or a prize that we can win, does happiness only mean adrenaline rush, excitement, or getting everything you want? Well, the answer's no, of course not. These aspects do play a role, but there's significantly more to happiness than we think. There's a group of Stoic philosophers who say that real and lasting happiness doesn't come from external things or situations. Instead, it comes from how we feel inside. Now you might wonder, what even is Stoicism and why is it relevant in today's world? Well, in short, Stoicism is an old philosophy that says, living a good life called eudaimonia comes simply from being ethical and virtuous, while things like health, wealth, and happiness are neutral but useful for being virtuous. To live a good life, it's all about developing a deep understanding of how things naturally work and to accept things just the way they are. According to Marcus Aurelius, our thoughts have a big impact on how we feel, what we do, and how our lives turn out. Stoics believed that if we control our thoughts, we can go through tough times with a calm and strong spirit. They thought that it's not the events themselves that make us feel a certain way, but it's how we see and think about those events. One way to shape our lives with our thoughts is by focusing on what we want to achieve or become. Marcus Aurelius suggested that if we keep thinking about the good qualities we want to have, our minds and spirits start adopting those qualities. This in turn affects how we act and brings us closer to our goals. Another Stoic, Epictetus, said, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them." This means that we might not have control over everything that happens, but we always have control over how we react. Our feelings are often sparked by how we see things, rather than how things originally are. Taking charge of our thoughts isn't easy, but it's worth practicing. It means paying attention to what we're thinking, without being too hard on ourselves and recognizing when we're thinking negatively. By doing this, we can change how we react to things and find true happiness from within that doesn't depend on what's happening around us. Secondly, being a good person is extremely important in Stoic philosophy. It means showing the best qualities of being human even when nobody is watching, as Epictetus said. This idea is about making sure our actions always match our important values. It's also about treating everyone with respect and kindness, no matter who they are or what they can do for us. Marcus Aurelius emphasized the importance of doing good things just because they're right, not for any reward. True happiness comes from knowing you've done the right thing. And this way, your values and principles remain intact. By living virtuously, you're not only becoming a better person, but also making the world better. Nextly, Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control. We have control only over our thoughts, reactions, and values. But other things are beyond our control. Instead of letting outside situations stress us out, we can choose to stay calm and focused on our actions and attitudes. This understanding can free us from unnecessary stress and anxiety. Marcus Aurelius wrote about this concept, suggesting a shift from feeling like victims of circumstances to being in control of our inner peace. It's a journey of letting go of the idea that we can control everything outside of us and realizing that we have more control over ourselves and our happiness than anything else. And that also takes us to the fourth lesson to happiness. Marcus Aurelius once wrote about how writing in a journal can be a powerful tool for self-improvement and mindfulness. By reflecting on your thoughts and actions, you can see where you're doing well and where you need to improve. Contrary to common beliefs about joy, Stoics find fulfillment in self-improvement, as emphasized by Epictetus. This joy is not dependent on external factors such as wealth or fame, but is rooted in personal growth and the fulfillment of one's potential. Another Stoic, Seneca, also stressed the value of looking back on your day, working on your weaknesses, and resisting temptations, as these practices can lead to a much happier and fulfilling life. According to Seneca, boosting concentration and productivity means making yourself less available for unnecessary things. If we apply this concept to the modern era, it means that being constantly connected through phones and emails can get in the way of doing meaningful work. It's important to be okay with not knowing everything and focus on what really matters. This helps prioritize important tasks and allows us to discover our true potential, as our attention is now going towards things that really matter. Only this practice can take you to a deeper understanding of happiness, which is exactly what the concept of eudaimonia, or human flourishing, talks about. The final lesson is that the Stoics believed that life is short, and this belief can make us happier. They knew that our time on earth was limited, and instead of ignoring it, they accepted it. Marcus Aurelius said that realizing life is short helps us live more fully. It's like when you know that a Christmas party is short-lived, you want to make the best out of it. You enjoy each moment and understand the importance of the present. It's not just about being thankful for our time. It's about really enjoying our experiences, relationships, and even the simple things we often overlook. The Stoics had a practice called memento mori. It's a way to appreciate each day and live with purpose and thankfulness. Instead of constantly fearing loss, it's about truly valuing what we have right now and not taking our time or loved ones for granted. By adopting this way of thinking, we can feel more content and happy in our everyday lives. We can be grateful for each moment and recognize all the richness already present in our lives that is enough for us to be happy.